Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. Back on April the 19th, 2016, I posted Saudi Arabia is a cancer on the world. It had 429 views, 34 thumbs up and 26 thumbs down. I wanted to share a couple of comments. Don't know the individual's name. I think it's written in Arabic. But here's what he wrote. Saudi Arabia killed more than 20 million in World War I. Saudi Arabia killed more than 80 million in World War II. Saudi Arabia was part of the Axis. Saudi Arabia invaded Europe during World War II. Adolf Hitler was a Saudi extremist. The Saudi Muslim extremists did the Holocaust to kill the European Jews in World War II. Saudi Arabia has the largest arsenal of nuclear weapons. Saudi Arabia killed more than 600,000 people by bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I don't quite understand that. Saudi Arabia killed millions of black slaves in the First Nation Indians. Saudi Arabia has the largest homeless in its streets. Saudi Arabia invaded Vietnam and Afghanistan. Saudi Arabia made the ozone hole. Saudi Arabia killed John Kennedy. Well, I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think that too was an inside job. Saudi Arabia and the CIA intelligence agencies one and the same because it founded al-Qaeda in order to defeat the Soviets. Another viewer wrote, Allah bless my great country, Saudi Arabia. All Saudi Arabia hate videos are only to gain more views because they know Saudi Arabia has many haters. This viewer wrote, to be honest, I think USA is the cancer in the world. They killed thousands of people by the name of defending of terrorists. They steal the oil of Iraq and leave it to people to fight. They invented in al-Qaeda to fight Russia, and when they won, they left it. I wish the people read more. This one viewer wrote, thanks for proving my point. Saudi Arabia is such a cancer in addition to being useless and unhelpful to the rest of the world. The people living in it are so far gone to the point of total inhumanity. Saudi Arabia is cancer on the world, and thanks to your comments, the world now has further evidence of that. The world will no doubt become a better place with Saudi Arabia not in it. That country gave the world zero reasons to care about it, because it gave the world nothing but misery. And I see you're not arguing against anything I've said, so I must be right. Not one single example given that Saudi Arabia is worth anything. Kind of hard to argue against that, but they have the oil. I thought the plan was to keep driving big SUVs and drain them of the oil. Russia needs to stop pumping oil and suck it all out of Saudi Arabia. How much oil can they have? I think they will soon run out. You know what will happen when that happens? Well, when that happens, they'll disappear like the sands in the desert. They'll be blown away. That's all they have. And when that's gone, they have nothing. Anyway, this one viewer by the handle of LOORA, I just noticed that he swore at me. So he's going to go to the manure pile. Another viewer wrote, I am Saudi, whether you like Saudi Arabia or hate it. I don't care. A cancer or a flu. You can hate Saudi Arabia and you can judge my country as much as you want. I won't behead you, don't worry. I know you don't dare say that in Saudi Arabia, but you like to brag on YouTube. That was written by Rem, that's capital R-E-E-M 86. This other viewer wrote, thank you so much for putting me right on. Of course, far from being a primitive, barbaric state with punishment that European countries stopped using at the end of the medieval period, in which so many find repugnant, is in reality an enlightenment state. Thanks to your defense of this blessed kingdom, I now see public beheading, amputation for thieves, stoning for adulterers, husbands disciplining their wives, child brides, execution of apostates, and polygamy in a new light. Of course, you are right. Beheading is no doubt a deterrent to murder, although it isn't a sufficient deterrent to stop murder completely. But burning at the stake, boiling in oil, and feeding murderers to crocodiles also be a deterrent. Might I suggest that Saudi Arabia adopt these punishments if beheading isn't sufficient? Actually, most Saudis I met were unwilling to discuss the Mutwan morality police, and they pretended it didn't exist. So embarrassed were they. You are the first Saudi to defend them. The only hope for Saudi Arabia is that another 400 years or so it will emerge from its medieval darkness and enter the modern world. That was very well stated, and I couldn't agree more. You know, you've heard me say quite often that Saudi Arabia created Barack Hussein Obama. They knew they couldn't destroy America head on. They knew the only way to destroy it is from within. One thing I'll give Muslims is they have incredible patience. They waited over 50 years to achieve what they wanted to achieve. They're not quite there yet, but they're not very far away yet either, are they? Thanks for listening.